Hi guys, today we're going to look at 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 50 through chapter 16, verses 4 through 4. And here what Paul's doing is, again, he's continuing on about the resurrection body, but he's also causing us to look ahead, to look towards our future, which is our great hope, so to speak. And he begins by talking about that this is a mystery, to hold on to this place that, that one day we will all be changed. And I think, the encouragement of remembering, because he begins to go in about this whole thing about the body being perishable and sometimes, the fear of death and death surrounding us, where he talks about, that death has, no sting, that it has no power over us, because when we have Christ inside of us, we do not need to fear the future, and we do not need to fear death. And I think sometimes that's easier said than done, because, death is not just a physical thing. Sometimes we grieve and we die to things in different ways, and it's a grieving process. And sometimes it does feel like when we go through things that God is literally killing us, which if you were to think about it, he actually really is. Like, he wants every part of the old dead. I mean, we're to be now alive in him, and the old is no longer. And so sometimes it really feels like a physical thing when things are being killed off inside of us. But the encouragement of what Paul's saying is the things that we encounter in this life, what's the worst that can happen to us? That, death, because we have this eternal hope that we hold on to. So there is no real sting, and we have a hope that no matter what happens in this life, that this is not it, that we hold on to this place that one day, that all will be okay, and there will be no more tears, and there will be no more sadness, and there will be no more hardship, so to speak. And so he's focusing us to remember that, and not to get so caught up in the death and the hardship and all those things around us and our perishing bodies, but to look forward and to remember to refocus your worship and to put your time and your energy into advancing the kingdom. And he begins to talk about in chapter 14 or 16, he talks about of giving your money to the Lord and giving your money to advance the kingdom. What he's doing is he's saying, listen, sow into the right things, sow into things that are eternal perspective. Live your life. I have this role that's that I need to learn to live my life in light of eternity. Like these, decisions all around me. It's not just about what's happening in front of me, or the things that I fear, the things that I worry about. It's the bigger picture, because that's what we're sowing into. So how we give our money, how we give to things that advance the kingdom of God, that is going into our eternal account, so to speak. So when you make decisions, it's important that you remember that every decision matters, and every decision that we make is being sown into one or two kingdoms, the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of darkness. And so all of it really matters to the Lord. And I think sometimes just living there practically, and in remembering at the end of the day, God always, has a last word in those things that we encounter in this life. I think that's a good promise to hold on to.